We're asked to solve this quadratic equation using completing the square. And let's see here. Where did my decide to change on me here? Okay, so to do completing the square, the first thing we need to do is normally we do want this equals 0, but not in completing the square. In completing the square, we want to move the constant, the c, over to the other side. So I'm going to start by doing that. So 2x squared, and I'm going to subtract that 86 from both sides, moving it to the other side. Then I always need the leading coefficient, the coefficient of the x squared, to be 1. So I'm going to divide everything by that number. So as long as I do it to every one, I'm okay. I'm really just factoring out a 2. So I'm left with x squared equals. Then in completing the square, the next thing we need to do is we need to take this middle b, so in this case 14, and times it by 1/2, 11. And that number's to both sides, so I'm adding 7 squared both sides. Then this side always becomes x plus this number we got up here squared. That's what we were doing in square. That's the whole point of everything we just did. And over here we just work out the math. So this is 49. So negative 43 plus 49 gives us 6. Then to solve this, square root, giving us x equals the square root of 6. So then we solve for x by moving over, and our answer is plus or 6. And this is our final answer. You could, of course, get a decimal approximation of this if you so chose. And if you were going to do that, start with the 6 square root and add negative 7, giving you negative 4.55. You do the same thing, only you'd subtract. So negative 7 minus 6 square root, where'd my square root sign go? Equals negative 9.45, negative 45. And so these are your two answers. On a test, I am most likely going to be looking at the answer. You're going to see that I'm going to very clearly tell you I want the answer left in radical form. But obviously if you were working, for instance, a word problem and you wanted to get an actual number that represented what you were looking for, you'd want to be able to find the decimal approximation as well. So it's good to be able to do both. If you are going to find the decimal approximation, you need to separate this out into 2, so 7 plus the square root of 6, and negative 7 minus the square root of 6. And I usually write 2 separate columns and do each separately to help me keep them apart as I work them through my calculator.